Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on this video today. My name is Deanna. This is actually my first ever booktube YouTube video, so I'm so excited. I really just wanted to document my reading for the year. I feel like each year I just keep loving books more and more, except for last year. Last year was a little bit rough. I don't tend to leave detailed reviews really anywhere, so I'm trying to do that a little bit more, but I do find it hard to write down my thoughts, and so I thought that making this channel I could verbalize my feelings and just gush and talk about everything book related. I'm just looking for people to relate to, have a good time with. I'm just so excited to hopefully connect with some of you and hear your favorite books. Maybe they align with mine, and hopefully get recommendations from you, or maybe you take some of my book recommendations and find a new favorite for yourself. So for my first video, I thought I would do none other than the famous TBR jar filled with prompts to help me pick my March TBR. I tend to make TBRs, however I don't usually stick to them. I'm more of a mood reader, and I make TBRs at the beginning of the month and just kind of write down random ones. I feel like doing this will help me intentionally choose books and hopefully make it a little bit more interesting and give me more motivation to actually read from my TBR. So here we have my little TBR jar, and she is just so cute. It is Crescent City themed from Fairy Loot. I just kind of wrote down random prompts that came to mind and kind of what I want to start reading to help me ease into the TBR jar. So nothing too crazy in here, but hopefully still a little bit challenging. I'll probably pick 6 prompts. I probably will not read all the books. I mean, maybe, but don't hold me to it. I'll probably read. Hopefully, my goal is to read at least 3 of the 6 books that I have on my TBR. So let's go right ahead and just pick our first prompt. I will show you first. Oh, I can read it in there. Zelda picks. So Zelda is my dog. She is a cute little Sato from Puerto Rico, and she is just the cutest little girl ever. I think I'm gonna line up 3 books and then put some treats near them. Whichever treat she picks first, that is the book. Hopefully she's on my side here. I probably will pick all books that I want to read anyways. So let's see what she picks. Alright, here are the options that Zelda has to choose from. We have Reign of Shadows and Endings, Iron and Embers, and God of Wrath. I'm secretly really hoping that she chooses Iron and Embers, which is why I put it in the middle. But let's put some treats in front of each book and see what she ends up choosing. Zelda is here and ready for action. Oh my gosh, she looks so cute right now. Alright, let's hope she picks Iron and Embers. Break! Yay! Okay. Yay! Zelda. Good girl! What a good girl. Oh my god, look at that face. Please. She is her mother's daughter. She chose Iron and Embers. Thank God she was on my side today. I have been dying to read this ever since it came out. Well, probably like a couple weeks after it came out, because I finished Shadow and Storms, which is the last book in the Legends of Thesmar, earlier this month, and I loved that series. One of my new all-time favorite series. I loved Blood and Steel. That was definitely the strongest book in the series for me personally. I think the second book was the weakest, but then we, gradually got better. And then the finale was everything that I could have ever wanted. I loved it so much. I just love Helen Shurd's writing style. I think that's what made me fall in love with the book so much. There were so many quotes, so much imagery. Felt like I was there. I could picture everything, which sometimes I have a hard time doing. So I'm super excited to follow Ren, who is Thea's sister in this, and her romance. I love this cover. I am obsessed. For some reason there's like, you see that? I don't know why it came like that. But this thick girl is like 630, oh my god, I'm trying not to get spoiled. 637 pages. She's thick, but with Helen's writing style, I can breeze through these books. so quickly, and it's just the most addicting writing styles that I've ever read before. Thank you, Zelda. Appreciate it. And I'm super excited for this. All right, second prompt. Mix them up a little bit. Let's see. Ooh, KU. So with this, my intention was to pick a Kindle Unlimited book that I already have downloaded. Oh, I just grabbed my phone so I could look at my Kindle. Okay, so let's see what we have. We have God of Wrath by Rena Kent, Throne of Ice and Blood, which is the second book in, I don't even know what this series is called, but the first book was Empire of Flame and Thorns, which I really loved. I read it in December of last year, and it was a good book to just finish the year with. It was super addicting. And this book just recently came out. I'm pretty sure February 25th was the release date, so it's nice and fresh. We have Fairy Tale, Whirlwind, Flock. Oh, there's a lot. Okay, I think I'm deciding between Throne of Ice and Blood and Whirlwind. I think I'm gonna go with Whirlwind. So this one is about a master's student and her hot older professor who is also a storm chaser. So I'm really excited for that because I recently watched Twisters, and this book I believe is inspired by Twisters. I loved the movie. I watched the one that just came out recently. I love that movie so much. I love the soundtrack. I listen to the soundtrack all the time. I didn't really know what a storm chaser was, to be honest. I live in New England, so I don't believe that's a thing out here. And if it is, who knew? I just find that concept really interesting. Following the weather pattern and Glenn Powell in a cowboy hat. That's all you need to know. That's all you need to know. Listening to Luke Combs, it's fine. I don't read too much student-professor romances, so I'm intrigued to see how that plays out with all the storm chasing. It's like 230 something pages, so it should be a good little romance to read. Alright, next prompt. Spin this so you can see Bryce. Alright. Oh my gosh. Book over 500 pages. Okay. Let me grab some options and then we can look at those and determine. Alright, so these are the books that I'm going to choose from. They're so heavy. They are all well over 500 pages except for one which is like just over 500 pages, but the first one, which I'm probably gonna choose, When the Moon Hatched by Sarah A. Parker. I've had a copy for a while and I did try reading it when it came out, but the glossary got to me, I must say. I think I read 10 pages and I was like, what did I just read? It was not the time for me, but in March, me and a couple friends are gonna buddy read this, so I'm definitely gonna read it in March no matter what, but will it be for this prompt? I don't know. I'm so excited. I mean, there's dragons, or I don't think they called dragons in this. I think they called something else. I don't know, but I'm super excited for the magic system and the romance. I'm pretty sure it's like super slow burn, which is my favorite. So that is the first option. And then the second option is Reign of Shadows and Endings. I've also been dying to pick the series up. I've only heard people loving it, and I'm pretty sure the fourth book comes out later this year. So I feel like I have time to read the 3 that are out and then be there for the release day. I honestly don't know much about it. All I've heard are just people saying how much they love it. I think it has to do with gods and feed off Fae. The gods favor their children most. Yeah, the Fae are required to provide for the legacy in more ways than one. I think they get their powers from the Fae or something like that. So I find that dynamic pretty interesting, something that I haven't really read about before. So this is definitely a top contender. My next option is Quicksilver. Again, I even have a bookmark in here. I made it to page 171 in the middle of a chapter, and I guess I just stopped reading it. And this is one that I've heard nothing but good things about, and I honestly don't know much about it. I just know Kingfisher. Kingfisher is it for everyone. And just the back says the devil's in the details, so I don't really have much to go off of. I do remember reading the first, well, I'll definitely start from the beginning if I do pick this book. I just remember getting to page 170 and just not in the mood for it. Like, I wasn't obsessed like everyone else was. So I told myself I just need to put it down and read it at another time when I can like really get in the mood for it, and that's a next option. And my last option is Daughter of No Worlds by Carissa Broadbent. I didn't love Serpent and the Wings of Night. I don't even think I finished it because I couldn't get through it, which is definitely an unpopular opinion. I should probably give it another shot. So I didn't really look at her other books. I heard that this one's really good, and who doesn't love an assassin female main character? This one was just over 500 pages, I believe. Yeah, 506. We just made it, but this is definitely a book that I want to get to soon. Alright, so I'm really debating between these two, and I think just because of my buddy read, I'm going to have to choose When the Moon Hatch, just in case I don't get another prompt that allows me to choose it. I'm super excited, and I can't wait to film like all my reactions to this because I've seen a lot of people recording their reactions and just all their thoughts and theories and stuff, so I just want to love and understand the magic system. So this is my third pick on my TBR. Alright, next one. On last month's TBR, okay, let me grab my journal. Oh, I opened right to it. Okay. On my TBR last month, I had Rebel Witch, Throne of Ice and Blood, Reign of Shadows and Endings, Water Moon, and I read Shadow and Storms. I think I'm gonna go with Rebel Witch by Kristen Ciccarelli. I went to her author signing the other night and it was just so much fun. I loved hearing her talk about her writing process, and she said she had a 100-page outline or something like that for this series, and I was like, what? That is crazy, just an outline. And it really shows in Heartless Hunter. I feel like pieces that we're following, it was just like so much fun, and Heartless Hunter definitely left off on a cliffhanger. So she said that this book picks up right where we left off. Or I love Gideon Sharp. Love Gideon, I love Rune, I just love both of them as main characters, and I'm super excited to see where their journey leads them to. This is just a duology, so this is the final book, so I'm excited to just read a duology. I feel like there's either standalones or there's full long series that are uncompleted, or there's 8 books in it, so a duology is right up my alley. Alright, next pick. Let's give it a nice shake. So you hear my rings all over. Is this... oh, Romantasy. Oh my gosh, I feel like we've had so many Romantasies already. Okay, I think I'm gonna go with Throne of Ice and Blood because it just keeps coming up. And, or should I do Reign of Shadows and Endings? No, I think I'm gonna do Throne of Ice and Blood. It's a little shorter and it just came out. I want to read it before I leave too much time, which I tend to do, and then I'll never pick it up. So I'm gonna read this one. The first book, Empire of Flame and Thorns, follows a Fae rebel and a dragon shifter commander. It was so fast-paced, a lot going on. The ending was crazy. It was somewhat predictable, but at the same time it was fun, and it sets up the next book really well. So I have no idea how this book is going to end and how the romance is going to pursue. That will be my 5th pick. Last but certainly not least, we will... oh, is that upside down? Yes. A Western romance. Who put that in there? What? Oh my gosh. Well, something about me, I love a cowboy romance. I love a Western romance, anything set in the South, in the mountains, in just vibey outdoors. Love it. I'll read it. Give me anything. Elsie Silver is my go-to. I love Lila Sage. They both have releases this year. Super excited. My lovely Chestnut Springs Fairy Loot editions just got delivered. I'm obsessed with them. They're my pride and joy. Anyone who comes over, I will say, let me show you my books. They are gorgeous. I'm just admiring them. Speaking of Miss Elsie Silver, her next book in the Rose Hill series comes out in March. I'm pretty sure it's March 1st, so we're starting the month off strong, and that book is A Wild Side. When she first said that she was coming out with a single dad trope series, I was like, no. because I think that's one of my least favorite tropes. I didn't love Heartless by her, which is everyone else's favorites, unfortunately, but that's okay. I still love everything that she writes. I was pleasantly surprised when I started reading Wild Love. I just fell in love with the characters, and the daughter was older, so I liked it a little more. I liked the dynamic a little more. And then Wild Eyes came out. I love that one even more, both 5 stars. But Wild Eyes has my heart. Skylar, oh, I love her so much. And so I'm super excited for Wild Side, the release. I know it's not a cowboy romance. He has like nothing to do with cowboys. I don't even know what he does, and she's not part of a ranch or anything like that. So I think it's more just the Western setting, which fits this prompt. I'm guessing because it's just set in Rose Hill. I hope. I'm gonna go with it because I want to read it. Anything that she writes, I will read. So that is my March TBR. These are pretty thick, and these are just my physical ones. I have a few on KU and one that hasn't been released yet, so this is a lot, and this is probably why I don't read my TBRs, because I pick huge books and a lot of them. But nonetheless, I'm super excited and I want to read all of them, so we'll see. I will definitely make a video with some reactions, a reading vlog, and then at the end of the month see where we're at with the TBR, how much I read from it. Also, I want to see what I mood read during the month, because right now, like, these are the books I want to read, so I'm wondering when throughout the month I go in a different direction and what that direction is, whether it's a dark romance or what else do I read? I don't know. That is my March TBR. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please let me know what's on your March TBR, and if you've read any of these books, let me know your thought. I appreciate you so much. If you stayed until the end of this video, feel free to leave an emoji. Let's see. Let's do a dragon for when the moon hatched, because I need the motivation. I need to stay accountable. So drop that below, and thank you so much again. Bye.